if you're given that proper jungle support.
Yeah.
But I think that it's going to be Busio that has more roaming power on the Rakan, which we've seen is just like the winning formula for KC. Get Busio out on the map.
It would be difficult for him. Skewmon holding the smite here.
Look at BB though, he's roaming down towards mid lane. They want to try and fight this as a group.
Skewmon able to get a few of the Razor Beaks there. 6 to 15. Yehu stepping forward. Caps looking for the scatter. We can't land it. Yehu's now burned his flash, and BB's on the way across. The Victor has nowhere to go. G2 strike first. Cleanse coming out from Kalis's. Hun Summer is exhausted. 2 summoners burned for none on the side of G2.
G2 with some really creative plays in the early stages. The invade working out, but that roam, using that timer by Broken Blade to get the play on mid and set this up with Yehu. Hang on.
Dodges away from the scatter of the weak. Caps might have to flash the wall here. Yehu on the chase. And
There's no way for KC to really challenge this, and Yike desperately needs camps. He's behind in XP, he's behind in gold, he's just behind in general, and he's got to get what he can get while his camps are available.
It's also
Nice play overall from the KC bottom lane. Busio.
He's a long way away from friends. Quickness has to be used. Often you think on Rakan, you can do these sorts of plays. You have so much mobility. It's up in 6. Kana only half on his Mega Knight. Yike coming across. Caps will be met by Yike, who holds the Vault Breaker, but Forza will flash, cease and desist. Broken Blade's going to look to see if he can just delete Yike, and he can! Yike thought he had it. Yehu's on his way across, kind of building up the Mega Gnar. Skewmon trying to get here in time. The Gnar into the wall, the wind becomes lightning, and Kana has to flash away, but Skewmon chases him for days. A flash away from Yehu.
The spellbook. But KC, they hand another 2 kills over to G2. Oh!
Flash quickness immediately engage here with the barrier, though Hans Summer still very safe. Kalis has flash of his own and has to use it to get away from Lavrov. The TP coming in from Caps. As G2 might just look to force the KC bot lane away from their tower. They're going to do exactly that. Caps doesn't have the unleashed power, so no real threat to the kill here.
The early laning phase looked a little tough for Caps, but once he picked up that kill, has really opened up these leads. The kill now shifting towards top of Skewmon.
Caught out by Yike and by Kana. Didn't expect him to be here. Crescent Guard down. Yike holding on to the Vault Breaker's going to look for it, but the scatter the weak stops the channel. Kana chunks a house at Skewmon, but can't connect with it.
But surely are building up a lead. The KC are struggling to stop.
Oh, Lavrov caught out here though by Yike. With the gravity field down, Lavrov just doesn't get a chance to move.
KC though, when things get dire, just try and play around Yehu. I mean, in the Victor, he can definitely be a carry. But now, can they cover top?
BB with the dominance, Yike clearing out the Krugs. BB dodging away with the slice and dice, but Yike's still on the chase. No flash for him. BB trying to get onto Kana. Can't really get close enough. Hit by the wallet, followed by the Vault Breaker. The slice, the dice. BB escapes!
They tried to
Lead that Skewmon was able to build, and now they're just kind of dancing around and punishing every play that KC tried to make.
On cooldown for about 75% more of its time. Tower in the mid lane for G2. Skewmon's going to take away the Scuttle Crab. Yike has snuck behind him. Kana's on the way across as well. Skewmon, smite comes out, he gets the Scuttle. Kana trying to get across here. Yike already knocked up and he doesn't win the trade. He's 2 levels down. Skewmon's blocking the Vault Breaker and Yike has to burn the flash. Skewmon follows with the flash of his own. BB punching down onto Kana too. He's forced away. Yike down. Kana almost follows suit.
Jungle versus walk away. Now the threat of a dive in bot lane is very real.
Yehu uses the Arcane Storm to try and clear the way, but G2 do not need the minions to dive.
It feels like G2 looked at 2025 and said, you know what, not winning everything just isn't good enough. Coming into LEC versus, this is a statement, and they want more.
KC are being corralled. G2 are hunting, and it's Caps at the forefront. Vault Breaker from Yike diving towards Caps. The hostile takeover doesn't clip Busio. He's separated from his team, but he can battle dance away.
Okay, spot with 2 items completed. The upgraded Merc threads as well means that he'll be relatively good against. You look at Broken Blade, Caps, and Hans Sama. They have played over 1,100 days together. That synergy means something, but Labrov has to flash.
Flashes away. Busio looks to engage. Yike there for the follow-up. And that is Hans Summer down. Broken Blade joins the fight. Busio tries to dance away and manages to do so. The Gnar gets two. Kaza guard out from G2. And they're the ones flashing away. They're the ones retreating. Broken Blade dices. And KC has sliced through the AD carry. Is it now a Baron play? Caps still has ult.
A single moment was all it took. KC found a pick on the Hans, and now they've set their sights on the Baron.
BB
G2 are TPing back in.
BB has the TP and his ultimate. The Baron down to 7,000. KC, one roll of the dice. Is it snake eyes? Is it double sixes? Yike in there, goes in with the Vault Breaker. Broken Blade trying to force him out. He's gone. Yike no longer in the pit. Broken Blade with the bailout. Scuba takes it. The only power to Yike. Puts him in the dirt as Caps chases Busio out, even flashing for the kill on the Rakan. The Baron to G2 will sit on Hans Summer and Labrov. Caps will fall to Yahoo, who will be able to chase him out, but two Barons to G2 in a fight they just shouldn't have won.
They shouldn't have, but they all die.
Apart from Hans, Skumon takes the Hex Gate and uses it to get into the pit. We're back to live already.
This will be the last Baron buff for G2, and he doesn't have Flash. Burns it before the previous play. Win becomes lightning. Busio looking for the follow-up. KC continue to fight.
How the hell are KC finding these plays? One game was enough, but another game in game 4 where
Broken Blade will act as a bodyguard. Yahoo puts a laser through them. Kana building up that Mega Gnar. Almost has it. The charm, the quickness, the hostile takeover only landing onto Busio, disengaging the fight. And KC could do that too. Kana could look for the flash Gnar here. G2 are up against the wall. The Drake for KC secured. No soul yet for G2. They try and gain control of the mid lane wave. They're forced back by KC.
Would this be the accelerator? Kana's trapped.
Jumps across. Skumon goes in. Kind of building up towards that Mega Gnar. Nars gets the stun on Skumon. Yike coming in for a follow-up play. Kana's still pretty healthy. He's going to flash away from Hans Summer to the Crescent Guard, keeping Skumon safe for now. Hans Summer flashes forward, and KC begin to disengage. The scatter of the weak from Caps does not find its mark. The G2 still find the kill.
Kana stays too long on that bottom side, and that handshake from Labrov took him away from the safety of that Hextech portal. Callisto can still get the mid-wave, and at least that's some gold in around that vision. Yike only just been spotted. Busio's out in bottom. Busio dodges away with the grand entrance.
Yahoo trying to push forward here more. Skumon there, the TP behind by Broken Blade. Yike misses the Vault Breaker, lands the sniper now. Broken Blade on the TP, looking for Kalist, and they'll dive into him. Double GA available. Kalist dives to Hans Summer. Yike trying to get onto Caps. Broken Blade slicing across. The Gnar from Kana. Hostile takeover. Caps brought back with the bailout, but the unleashed power not enough for him. Meanwhile, on the top side, Kana has a GA of his own. Skumon trying to survive through it all. The GA on Kana is propped. So is the one on BB. Skumon dives back in and kills off Busio. A 2v3 now. Broken Blade goes in with a strike breaker. Yahoo slowed, stunned up, locked up, taken out. But in the end, still, KC win the fight 4-3.
Dragon is being secured, but what a back and forth. Junglers, top laners, supports doing everything they can to keep their teams alive.
Has to stay around, has the red buff. Not enough healing from it. The knock-up onto Hans Summer as they're in that Baron pit. Yahoo still in the mid lane, now working across. Kana doesn't have the Mega, and G2 immediately turn onto him. Hostile takeover only going to land onto Yahoo. Labrov doesn't find his man with it. Baron resets, G2 back away. What did they get? The Arcane Storm in exchange for the Transcend oneself and the hostile takeover. Kana still looking for the flank.
The red buff has healed up Kalist. Kana in front of him.
Kana! The quickness! It's KC all the time as Busio dives onto the back line. It's beautiful for the Karmine Corp as they wipe away G2. Skumon left standing, but not for long. This arena is blue. Skumon, though, begins to turn it around. The Vault Breaker in. He dies. KC now make a beeline for the mid lane, and with 4 still alive, this should be the Nexus.
At the start of this game, it looked like KC would take silver, but by the end, we are going to silver scrapes.
One more for KC. They've done the unthinkable. They won from impossible positions. One more now needed for KC.
What a comeback game for